Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I think we can get started, Harita.
Yeah, sure. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome you all to the yet another year, exciting year with GitaWise. Hope you all had a great summer. So, let me share my screen before I get started. Can I get presenting rights, please?
Sorry, supposed to make you the host. Yes, you have the rights now.
So today we have a lot to cover because we have our elementary class
Harita, we
group.
can't see. Can you all see? I see a dark screen. Can you all see anything? It says Harita started screen sharing, but it doesn't show anything yet.
Oh, for me it shows as sharing screen. Okay, let me share again. Now can you see?
No, it's still the same. So let me try to open that.
Uh,
Can you
okay.
send that link to the document only to me in the chat here, please, in the
Yeah,
Zoom chat?
sure. Yeah. Okay, I sent it just now.
Okay. All right. I'll share my screen, but I can't put in the presentation mode because I'll also be speaking and I want to see you all. If I put it in presentation mode, I cannot see you all. So I'm going to put it like this. So go ahead, Harita.
Yeah, sure. So welcome you all to the yet another year of with GitaWise. So hope you all had a great summer. So today's actually, you know what? Even I can't see your screen, but that's fine. I can just refer to
Can
my own.
everybody see? Everybody else, can you all see or you all can see still?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yes, we can see.
Mataji.
All right.
Okay,
Go ahead, Harita.
just me then. Okay.
Open your side and then you watch set.
Yes.
We're at the agenda now.
Yep, yeah. So we have a lot to cover today. So today we have our high schoolers batch that is called Chaitanya class, and then our elementary batch that is fourth and fifth graders of Advaitha class for in person and also online class. So in today's agenda, we'll go over our mission and journey of GitaWise, and then goals for each class. Teachers will speak what the goals for this academic year, and we have some class rules, and then how you can help us by getting involved. So we'll go over all of these things. In detail. So in this short time, and also we'll have a ample time for you all for all the question and answers. Please feel free. We want this to be very interactive and feel free to ask any question. No question is a dumb question. Please feel free to ask any questions. So now I hand it over to Aruna Mataji to go over the mission of the GitaWise.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Welcome everyone. Very nice to see you all back again. Some of you are incoming parents, majority of you are incoming parents and students. A humble request to all of you, if you all can, if possible, turn on your cameras. That will make this interaction more lively and it'll be more engaging for all of us. It's nice to see all the students after a gap of like around 2 months, which we missed a lot as teachers. Hope you all missed too. But we are looking forward to and very excited for the upcoming year of Krishna consciousness. And coming to the mission of GitaWise, as you all can see on the screen, we focus on value-based education for all age groups, for people of all walks of life, any gender, any race, whatever, whoever comes to us. Our emphasis is on value-based education, and this we achieve by weekly classes that most of you have enrolled your kids in, and some of you are also part of the adult men and women classes, ladies classes that we do on a weekly basis. So why value-based education? Because we are constantly in the mode of making choices in our lives. Every minute, if you see, we are thinking about what choice to make, what to choose, which route to go. And Bhagavad Gita is the absolute and the perfect source for all of us to give us this information and knowledge about the knowledge about the choices that we can make by way of acquiring the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna also did the same. He had a lot of questions when he was confused about what to do on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He surrendered to Krishna, and thereby Bhagavad Gita was spoken, which is nothing but a set of values defining for all of us. Arjuna is our representative, and Arjuna is asking questions on behalf of us: what to eat, what to talk, how to control the mind, what to do this, what are the qualities that define a person that please you, Lord Krishna, what type of work I should be doing, what type of mentality I should have when I do my work. So all these have been laid down very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, and therefore we got inspired few years ago in 2016 when we were inspired that this knowledge is so beautiful, this knowledge has to be shared with everyone. That's when we had this intent of starting GitaWise, and that's when we started and created this curriculum which caters to everyone, to each one of you. So while the emphasis is on while the emphasis is on giving value-based education, we also have packaged GitaWise program where we include activities and group activities which include the family. And one nice example which you all have been actively participating since last 2-3 years is the Damodara Daily Delights program, in which we allow you, or we give you the opportunities to sing, to read, and to narrate the pastimes of Krishna. Most of the kids here have done beautiful presentations on the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and this doesn't happen unless they read the pastimes. So this is a venue for all of you to engage as a family. So while we emphasize that you send your kids regularly to these classes on a weekly basis, where we focus on value-based education, we also request you all to participate in the programs that we have created through this GitaWise platform, which could be monthly programs. Like right now, currently we are doing Purushottam Mass daily programs, considering the importance of this month of doing any spiritual activity which gives 1,000 times more benefit than the activity done in an ordinary day. We invite you all to join the daily program at 8 p.m. where we are singing Chaurashtakam composed by a great devotee called Bilvamangal Thakur. We are reading chapter 15 verses in Sanskrit. We are also reading the translation, so we know what chapter 15 means. So by doing this 20-minute activity every day, we are purifying our consciousness and using our time wisely so that we can get closer to Krishna. That is our ultimate goal. While we focus on the values, our ultimate goal is to develop the consciousness and to develop the love for Krishna. That is the goal of human life, human existence. So we achieve this through these weekly classes and also through activities that we do. Another wonderful thing that brought us all together was the annual day, which most of you were participants, where you saw your kids perform on stage. Not only your kids, but kids of other groups, other grades, how nicely they practiced. It was a process. It was a learning process of Krishna consciousness. You do dramas on Krishna stories, you sing Krishna's bhajans, you recite the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So what are we doing when we do all these activities? We're actually doing Krishna consciousness. We're engaging in activities that get us closer to Krishna. So that is the purpose of GitaWise. So don't think that any activity that we are posting is not meant for you. It cannot be like, it's not priority for me. No, while you have so many other priorities in your life, your extracurriculars, your job, your family, your health, all these are equally important. However, Krishna consciousness should be the underlying principle. It should be the thread that connects all the beads together. right? If you see a bead necklace, what do you see? The beads are put together, but underlying invisibly, there is a thread. And that should be Krishna consciousness for all of us. While we do all the activities that we are doing, while we make sure that our kids excel in whatever they're doing, we also make GitaWise a priority. So unless we prioritize, unless we show GitaWise as a priority for our kids, it won't happen, because our kids tend to, even though we don't speak it out loud, our actions speak more than our voices, our speaking. So when we don't emphasize Krishna consciousness, GitaWise classes, then kids also tend to not emphasize them. So I request you all humbly, parents. I mean, the kids here, high school kids and the elementary school kids are amazing. All these kids are very active, very engaging. They have prioritized by being very attentive in the classes, by coming continuously. They're not missing classes. At least those who showed up today are the people who show up regularly in the classes too. So we appreciate and we applaud them. And we request you as parents, add some more priority to these classes, which means give your best to make 100% participation in all the programs that we do. Why not participate in volunteering for GitaWise? Why not think about how you can improvise the GitaWise classes? Because we as teachers are not perfect. We are trying to the best of what we know, to the best of what we have been nurtured and raised and exposed to. But you might be having more knowledge, you might be having more ideas as to how to implement what we're already doing, right? So your contribution matters a lot. So we want you to be part of this GitaWise family by your participation to the best of your ability. And that's how we want to enrich, because together we all want to enrich all of us by through this wonderful knowledge, through these wonderful activities. And finally, coming to what are we doing to the community? It's not about only giving back to the community, which is very important. Our kids have to grow with this fundamental value of knowing the importance of giving back. I remember growing up, my grandfather used to always say, what you keep to yourself never belongs to you, but what you give to others is what you get back. It's such a wonderful saying that stuck in my mind, and I can relate to it now as I am participating in all these activities that I'm doing. So when you give back to the community, when you help the mission of Krishna consciousness, or when you help those people who are less fortunate than us, that's when you make an impression, or you give an opportunity for Krishna to look at us, right? When you go to the temple, we have to be adorn ourselves with those ornaments by which Krishna can glance on us. And what are those qualities? Giving back, being humble, being truthful, being honest, being prideless, being respectful of elders, and all these wonderful qualities are what we are trying to teach to your kids. So in terms of giving back to the community, we as a family, we call it as a family. And a family is the one who wants to see each other, who wants to meet each other, who wants to encourage each other, who wants to support each other, who wants to see others being successful. Isn't it so? That is what defines a family, right? So we as a family, we have worked together, and with the contributions that you give through to these GitaWise classes. We have, in the initial 2 years when we started GitaWise, we didn't really raise funds, because we thought, why should we raise funds? What are we going to do with the funds? Then some of the parents chimed in, and then they said, let's do and give back to the community, which I thought is an excellent and brilliant idea. It's not that we are making huge impact to the whole world causes and social causes, but we are at least contributing that, like that squirrel that tried to help build the bridge across the ocean for Lord Ramachandra. Do you think that squirrel was able to contribute big pebbles and rocks to build that bridge? No. What it was doing is was just wetting itself in the ocean water, rubbing itself with the sand and going and dusting it on the bridge. And Lord Ramachandra was pleased with the activity that the squirrel was doing. And we are those tiny squirrels in our own way. We are trying to do what we can within our reach. And your funds, your contributions that you are giving for the yearly program for GitaWise classes, every dollar of it has been gone to philanthropic causes across the globe. And we also give the opportunity to the volunteering teachers, to the volunteers, to choose which organization they want to donate to, because we want to make it an open and transparent platform where you get to choose which organization you want to donate to. So GitaWise teachers, we have about 12 of them every year since the past 5 years. Whenever we start thinking about where to donate, we tell the teachers, we ask the teachers, do you have any organization in your mind that you want to donate to? Because they are the ones who are working hard. They're the ones who are thinking about what makes the classes good for you, for your children, right? So bottom line, the third emphasis that I wanted to make about the mission was, we want to give back to the community, to the funds that we raise, but we also want to be a responsible community. We want to get together where we are inspired to do Krishna consciousness. Just imagine if your child goes to a party where she's not surrounded by Krishna conscious people, or people who know the values of Bhagavad Gita, right? And they're celebrating the party without Krishna consciousness. Will she be comfortable to even speak about Krishna consciousness? On the other hand, just imagine we are in a community where everybody is having the values that we learned from Bhagavad Gita, and we are celebrating that function or the party with a bhajan, with praises to the Lord, with the kirtan that praises the Lord. Then your child is very confident to sing and participate in that. Isn't it so? So we want to build such communities where we celebrate our life, our milestones, our events, but at the same time, we are thankful and grateful, and we begin those events with that thankfulness and gratefulness mindset. That's all we are trying to do through this GitaWise program. So if I read out the mission of GitaWise, it is to impart value-based education, resulting in empowered individuals, enriched families, and thriving communities. And before I close speaking further on this mission of GitaWise, I request you all to do your best in helping us live up to our mission. Because again, as I said, we are all one family, and a family cannot function without the entire family having and being aligned with the values of the family. I know each one of you, parents here, have certain values for your children. And that's another important point. You have to make it clear to your children what those values are. Because now, eventually, most of the kids here are high schools, and some of them are elementary kids moving into middle school. They'll start developing their individuality, their own thinking process, their own choice making methods, right? So we have, as parents, have to come up with a strategy as to how we let them understand the values of the family. And for GitaWise family too, we have values and goals which we want all of you to help us live up to those mission and expectations. One small thing that I wanted to add is, this morning I created a Facebook group called GitaWise Parenting, which is a closed group. So I would encourage you all to join there, share your experiences, what went well. We all make mistakes as parents. I can say that a parent is always a work in progress. Can anybody say no, Mataji, or no, Arunaji? We're already perfect parents. We are done everything. We are doing everything right for my child. Anybody here can say that? Please tell us, because we want to take inspiration from you. So we all have to accept that we are all work in progress, and it is going to be work in progress all the time. And to help each other to not make the mistakes that we have made with our children, or to share success stories as to what went well, what change did I do, and what went well with my child, to inspire others. And I recommend you all to join that Facebook group. And it's limited to adults only, and it's a closed group. It's not made public. So your inputs, your thoughts, or your experiences are not going to be shared with the whole world. It is going to be among the like-minded and the right-minded people. We also have to remember that it's not important to have like-minded people around us. It's more important to have right-minded people around us. And right-minded people are those who value the values of Bhagavad Gita. All right. On that note, I want to stop here. If you have any questions, I think it was an overdose for most of y'all. If you have any questions, concerns with what I spoke, we give 1 minute here. Please speak up. Again, Prabhupada says that questions are sign of intelligence. So don't think that if you ask questions, it might be dumb, or it might not be relevant, or they might judge me. Please don't think that. Your question might add value to others who are probably having the same question but are hesitant to ask. Most of the time it happens, right? In groups, we have questions, but we're hesitant to ask because we don't know who is in this group. I don't know these people. They might think that I'm asking a dumb question, or my question might be silly, or I can ask later because I don't want to disturb others. Please don't think like that. Go ahead and ask right now. All right, Harita, looks like everybody knows everything and understood whatever I said clearly. Please move on with the
Yeah.
next slide.
Yeah. Okay. So are we on that icebreaker challenge slide?
Yeah, I will move there.
Yes. Yep. So now
Yes.
let's take this icebreaker challenge. Can anyone tell us where did GitaWise started? Yes, you can type your answers in the chat or unmute yourself and you can talk.
Basement.
Yep. Looks like everyone knows about it. So when did it started? Does anyone know that?
2016.
Oh, wow. Okay. So those of you do not know, so let's go through the journey of the GitaWise. Arnagar, can we go to the next slide if you have it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So from Jeff Bezos' garage to Mark's dorm room, many big companies started from the very small places. They were born in a small places. So we are very fortunate that GitaWise started in Coming area, and it started from the basement. So GitaWise had a very humble beginning. They started in 2016 in a basement with just 45 students as a 2-month summer program. And after the success of the summer camp, it continued to grow on a bigger platform as a year-long program with a tagline called Learn and Rise. So today, it is a platform which provides invaluable wisdom of Bhagavad Gita to participants. Um, for this academic year, you'll not believe we have like 12 teachers, 125 plus kids, and we have, more importantly, we are giving back to the society. As Arnagaru mentioned, like all the impacts, whatever we are making, each and every penny goes back to the society. So on an average, every year we are donating at around 18K, and I mean, like we are very fortunate that GitaWise has been a win-win model to all of us, whether to its parents or the teachers, and also for the kids who are learning, and which is providing a platform that is encouraging people to practice Krishna conscious in a very fun way. So this is the journey so far, and the impact is continuing ahead. So with that, I will hand it over back to Arunagaru. If you can introduce Nityalila Mataji so that she can just go over the Advaitha goals.
Yes. So we have new set of teachers this year, specifically for the Advaitha group, which is 4th to 5th grade students. We have a new teacher, Namra Samataji. Unfortunately, she's not able to attend because she's in India, but we will introduce her when she's back. And then she'll be teaching along with me the 4th to 5th grade class. And then we have Nityalila Gaurangi Mataji, who graciously stepped forward to help us with volunteering and teaching the online students of 4th to 5th grade class. So Nityalila Mataji, if you can you spotlight? Let me spotlight. Are you here, Mataji? Please raise your Zoom hand so that I can spotlight.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nityalila Mataji is going to speak about the plan or the overview of 4th to 5th grade students, which is already summarized here. She's going to elaborate a little bit on those points. On to you, Nityalila Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone, all the kids and parents. Nice to see you here. So as Advaitha Gaurangi Mataji said earlier, how we are doing this and why we are doing this. So on the same lines, we have goals. 1 minute. Yeah, so we will teach kids Krishna stories from the Krishna book. So that way they will get familiar with the Krishna stories, and that is fun part of class. So because we don't want to just do shlokas and explain philosophy, and they might get bored at this age. So we have this Krishna stories that we'll be doing in a fun way for the kids. Another thing for doing this is because Krishna book has a lot of complex sentences and also difficult words. So it will be very helpful for kids to, strengthen their vocabulary, and they will have reading habits with that. Also, after this Krishna reading and story time, and we'll ask some question answers also with the kids, what they heard. And after that, we'll do Bhagavad Gita chapter 4. So that will be like one shloka at a time. one shloka and translation and explanation. So it will not be like a very high level of discussion. We'll try to keep it in a kids friendly way, but at the same time they understand what is Bhagavad Gita is saying, and what is Jnana Yoga, because fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. So we will explain to them overall, and the importance of the values being said in the chapter for their age, for their own practical application, how they can use these values and help in their lives. So that is with the Bhagavad Gita. And we will also be doing Sikshastakam prayers, which is nice prayers. We will be learning a little bit of Sanskrit that way, pronunciation especially. And also it is a very beautiful prayer on the importance of holy name. So we will do a little bit of translation also there, again in a kids friendly way. So that will be, the Sanskrit recitation of prayers along with translation. And in the end, last 10 minutes, we'll do mantra meditation, which is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that usually I have seen which other kids classes I take. So it helps kids in calming their mind, and they usually enjoy. It's not boring for them, which we might think. So that is the plan and goals for now. So if anybody has any questions, you can please pose it now.
So for people, while you're thinking on your questions, a little bit introduction about Nitilila Mataji. She herself is mother of 2 kids, one middle schooler and one elementary school. And she's been into Krishna consciousness. She's very humble. They moved from New Jersey, right, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, we moved in December from New Jersey. So yeah.
Mataji moved from December, and she's very inspired, and I'm sure our kids will benefit a lot with her teaching and her inspiration. Yes, now you can go with your questions. A little bit about the in-person classes. So emphasis will be, of course, we will do the class rules and what is expected of the students and the parents. But we also want to make sure that as parents, you all be engaged with what's happening in school, in GitaWise programs, right? It is a knowledge that it's not limited only your kids. Please remember that. Please be mindful of that. It doesn't mean Bhagavad Gita has to be learned only by my child, and it's not for you. If you can sit with your child and help them while they're memorizing, while they're trying to understand the translation, I'm sure you will get questions and you can reach out to us. That is a better learning experience for your child, and it is going to be everlasting. They're going to remember for longer or even forever if the learning is going to happen like that. In fact, it should be an activity which your whole family should spend every 10 minutes, every day 10 minutes. Sit and see what your child is learning. But unfortunately, we are not able to make that time. We're doing so many things that this does not become a priority. The main thing is to keep the main thing, right? However, we are not able to keep the main thing. So I'm emphasizing, parents, please be part of this learning process. Any questions for 4th to 5th grade, from 4th to 5th grade parents? We're sorry we had to club this meeting with 4th to 5th grade and high schoolers, just because most of the content is repetitive. Yes.
Hi, just a quick question. Yeah, so my daughter Ria, she'll be joining new into the 5th grade level. So what can I do for her to feel comfortable from day one? Doesn't feel like overwhelmed with all the new terminologies.
That's a very nice question, Prabhu. So has she been into any classes with regards to learning Sanskrit verses or anything,
No.
any exposure? No. Okay,
No.
that's fine. So based on the need of the child, we will make sure that they're not overwhelmed. Usually when a new student comes to the class and they have not not familiar with the GitaWise curriculum, we
Right,
just ask them to sit and listen. We give them the liberty for the first 3-4 classes. All you have to do is just sit and listen. Nothing, you don't have to memorize. There's no homework for you. There's nothing for you. That's what we tell the students. And once they understand how the class flow is happening or how the class is running and what are the two other students doing and what is the teacher asking, once they're comfortable, that's when we start them to be part of homework doing or anything. Until then, we will engage them. For example, in the class, we read one Bhagavad Gita verse line by line, and we tell the students to repeat after us. And after 3-4 times, the whole class repeating as a group, we go to individual students. We pick some students and tell, hey, today you say, can you repeat after me? So in those cases, we select a hand few students, and then and your child will also be chosen to speak, and based on how she's speaking, we will help her. So it's going to be very smooth transition. All the students who are here have been coming as new students, and over the last few years, they have stayed with us. They've enjoyed, they love. I know the parents like what we are teaching. Sometimes the kids might think memorizing is hard, but parents love what we're doing, and that's why they're sticking to us. Some of them are here. For example, if I move on to the high school group, the high school group has started from the time, some of them have started from the time they were in elementary classes.
right.
The fact
Yeah,
that
sort of mine seems to be, yeah, their daughter seems to have been there for many years. Yeah.
right,
So it's
right.
good.
Thank you for registering your child, and welcome to GitaWise family.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
If anybody maybe recently came to my community or something, and then if I can join them, if I want to ask them to join us, if they're interested, should we reach out to you directly, or else what is the procedure?
So what we can do is we do not encourage, or we do not allow any child to attend the classes without signing the liability form. That is something which we were told. So for new parents, what we're doing is we have a separate registration form where they don't have to send donations yet. Okay, they can try 1 month classes for 4 weeks.
Okay.
And after they think that this class is really good, my child is able to relate, that's when they will decide and come and tell us, yes, we want to continue. And that's when they're moved into that class where they are given all the access to classroom, or given access to material, and also are requested to send the donations. Yes, you can send the parents, but reach out to me or Harita or the class teachers before you send them, because we need to know the names. When the child comes to the class, we want to call them by name rather than asking what is your name, right? Child feels alienated if you ask, okay, what is your name, right? So we want to know their names, and we want to welcome them with their names. So if you can tell us, that will be nice.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you.
And thank you for people who are trying to reach out and tell about GitaWise to others. You're doing a great service. That is another volunteer activity that you can do. Speak about GitaWise to others. We have many parents here. Actually, GitaWise has grown by word of mouth. We hardly do, of course, we had a couple times that we went to Patel Brothers and talked to parents, and we have few people come through Patel Brothers. But majority of the people here are from word of mouth. Some neighborhoods come as group. For example, I see Srinandini. Srinandini's neighborhood, there are at least 5 kids or 6 kids. They all carpool and come, which is going to be easier for them for dropping and picking, right? So that is another good idea. If you have kids of your age, kids in your neighborhood, why don't tell them? And it's going to help you too. You can carpool, and then you don't have to drop and pick as many times as you would do if you were alone, if your child was alone in this class. Yes, Satvik's mom, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji, first for organizing this. Satvik is attending the classes for last 3 years, and he has been learning really good stuff, especially on values of life, learning shlokas. It helps with his pronunciation and memorizing abilities also. Just one suggestion, the thing that he really likes about GitaWise is values of life and the Kahoot and games, just to make it more fun. Are you planning to do something like that in-person classes? How will that be introduced?
Yes, Mataji, whatever the kids want. We'll keep Krishna in the center, but we'll do everything the kids want. So if they want more Kahoot games, yes, we'll do more. They want more story time, yes, we'll do more story time. They want more rhymes and plays, yes, playing games, we will do that. But we want to make sure that we do at least one verse every week.
Yeah.
That will also be a commonality, you know, like we want to do one verse every week, because ultimately people might be wondering, what is the use of memorizing? These people don't even know the meaning. Yes, they don't know the meaning now. And if we explain to them the meaning right now, they might not be intelligent enough to understand. So what we are trying to do is with the elementary kids, we little bit emphasize on memorization, so that as they grow to middle and high schoolers, they become they're growing intelligent to understand the translations. At that point, we will explain to them deeper translations too, and then memorization with translation will be like these tools in their life toolkit that they can use whenever they're in those situations that they have to apply. Isn't it so? Growing up, I did not learn Bhagavad Gita, and now though I have the toolkit, it's little hard to remove those tools and apply them, because I've been conditioned to not using them since so long, or not knowing that toolkit exists. But if we give that information to the kids, give the toolkit with the right tools, and give them the practice of memorizing and understanding the translation age appropriately, when they reach that situations in life, when they are in happy or stressful situations, either way, they need those tools to apply and stay humble, stay grounded, stay grateful, stay thankful. So yes, we'll incorporate whatever kids like. As the classes start, we'll talk to the kids, and we'll see the pulse of the class, how it's going, what are they enjoying more, where are their eyes sparking, when are they getting excited. Based on that, we will change it. Whatever we mentioned right now is not set in stone. We always customize it based on how the kids are taking it.
Yeah, and as you said, on memorization per week, and I know like at end of the year, the kids remember like maybe 20 verses and they have the test, which is good. But I feel like, we can plan something every quarter, maybe like anything, all the shlokas they learned in that quarter, they can
Very
practice
nice
and all
point.
that.
Yeah, I
Mosmi, be
didn't
ready your
mean to
mind.
cut you, Mosmi, but actually Harita has in her calendar. She's going to share the calendar soon, and she has that
Okay.
plan. She also got
Oh,
that
good.
feedback maybe from you and other parents too. So she has incorporated in that academic calendar, where memorization is not going to be end of year recitation anymore. It's going to be like quarterly or bi-monthly recitation with a few verses.
That's
So
nice. Yeah,
yes, we are hearing you. We are incorporating your feedback.
thank you. Thanks.
Other questions? Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, so if we are done with Varnika, yes.
Yeah.
Varnika's
Hare
mom.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Is this the first time the class is going to be 1.5 hour long, or is the grade
So
wise?
you are an online student. For online students, it's going to be 1 hour, because for in-person students, the requirement was, in case we start practices for annual day, like dramas, dances, or any performances, we kept a buffer of half hour so that we can start using it from the beginning of the year, rather than cramming it right before the annual day. So 1 hour session is for online students, 1.5 hours is for in-person students. That's a very nice point, you brought it up. And in regards to that point, the in-person parents also have treated as 1 hour in terms of dropping and pickup times. If the class starts at 11, you are supposed to be there to pick them up at 12. In case we have the need or we have the requirement to do an extra half hour, we will do, but that's not every week. So we can't wait there for half hour if you're not there. So your pickup time still remains at 12 for in-person students.
So the timing of the Advaitha group is 10 to 11, or?
We'll talk offline about your online class.
Sure.
We'll
Thank
talk offline about your online class. All right.
you so much.
Okay. We're trying to work on it, but because only few students are online students, I don't want to discuss that here.
Thank you, Mother.
Okay. I think with the elementary school kids, I want to pause here and stop. And then, Harita, should we move with the rules for this group and let the elementary family drop, or what do you think?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
So high school parents, please bear with us. We are sorry that we combined elementary and middle high school here. We'll wrap up the elementary in 5 more minutes, and then we'll come to you. Please be patient with us. And thank you for your patience. So I'll move on to the next slide for elementary schools. And these points will be common for high school too. So you can also pay attention to look at the rules of the class for high schoolers and elementary schoolers. Go ahead, Harita.
I think it's Nityalela Mataji. She will just go over
Mataji,
the
go ahead,
class.
Mataji.
Yeah. Are you sharing, Mataji? I don't.
Yes, I am. Is it not showing? Sorry, I'm sharing it to myself. Sorry.
Yeah, meanwhile, just to mention, that education gives us money, but value education gives us peace. So we see so many not so peaceful, educated people, right? So value education is very important. So I just wanted to add that to the discussion. Yeah, about the rules, we have to get the materials on day one when you attend the class. So you all have PDFs and sent, and whatever other things, I think if anything else, it will be mentioned. So yes, if they have materials, it will be helpful for them. And directions following, yes, it is like a basic rule. They have to follow the directions, otherwise it is chaos, and they won't enjoy and other kids won't enjoy. So that is one basic thing. Being punctual, organized, very important. If it is online class, yes, please keep your camera on. So that way you pay attention and teacher knows it. And consistency is very, very important, because once they attend and then they don't attend for a few times and then they come back and again offer one class. So like that, it is, they won't enjoy what is going on in the class. They will not have context. So it is very important that you try to keep it as consistent as possible, try to prioritize. And yeah, recording also, we will be mentioning when and where you will be sending recording based on online and offline classes. And yes, if it is online class and even in-person class, they have to shower before attending the class. This will, make sure a lot of things, their punctuality, their cleanliness, and the state of mind that they have while attending the classes. So these are the rules for the class. If any questions, please pose. Otherwise, we can move on to next one. I think we can start with the next one, Mataji.
Who is doing the next one? Harita, are you speaking or am I speaking?
You will be speaking, but getting involved, I think we pretty much covered all the points there.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So now if you can, I'm not sure, I will try to share my screen again. If I can, then I want to walk through the Google Classrooms for Advaitha group.
So let me do it. Advaitha group, I don't know if I have access to the Google Classroom,
I
but
just sent you a link in the Google chat. I'm not in the Zoom chat.
Okay, got it.
Just check that. If you have access, then it would be nice to walk it over. If not, I think kids are pretty smart. They all know how Google Classroom works. The moment you join the Google Classroom, you should be able to see a set of files which are required for your day one.
I'm trying to see Harita. Please give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Browser user is not allowing me to access that.
Okay.
But I moved to the browser, which allows me. I think I can share now.
Okay.
Okay, I can share.
Okay, so first let's go to the Advaitha.
Okay.
And then first, if you can go to my first post, which has all the attachment materials required.
I think I'm in the wrong tab, right? Are you all seeing my screen?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to see.
What you're seeing? Are you seeing my Gmail?
No, I'm just seeing the blank screen. I don't know why.
Others, can somebody tell me what you're seeing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mataji, we are seeing that Purushottam month spreadsheet.
Okay. All right. Now we have the Gita. Now you're seeing the Gita Advaita class?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. All right. So here you wanted me to share what Harita class work?
First post, basically, where it says welcome you all to the Advaita class, the first post which was made in the
Okay, it's here.
classroom.
It's here. So
Yeah.
you all are seeing here, we have the welcome you all to Advaita class. Please find all the materials. So we have the calendar. Harita has made the calendar. She has marked the holidays. She has marked special events. And please plan according to what is here, your other activities, your schedule, so that you make yourself available for the classes that are happening and schedule your holidays around those, because she went based on Forsyth County academic calendar.
Mhm.
Then we have Sikshashtakam PDF. You want to speak, but I don't know, Harita.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you can speak. I mean, like, I'm not able to
Okay.
see what, yeah.
Yeah. So Sikshashtakam PDF is the one that Nitilila Mataji said that it will be part of the class curriculum. Every week, the students will be reading these prayers, very beautiful prayers composed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the meaning of these prayers is also very nice, and it's very much practical and important for all of us to know. So please print this out too and put it in the child's folder. Chapter 4 PDF, this is a chapter of the year for GitaWise this year for elementary, starting from 4th to high school students. And then you have class materials, one note where Harita has put what all are needed. You need 1-inch binder, you need verses, prayers, Sikshashtakam and bhajans, values of life book, composition book, and pencil. And then you have the Advaitha curriculum, whatever Nitilila Mataji already shared with you all. There's a PDF with Vaishnava bhajans that we mostly sing during the class, the beginning of the class. And there's an invocation prayer PDF also. So these all, please print them and put in your child's folder, and make sure that that folder is put in a place where the child can remember and stay organized. Make sure that they're not running right before the class trying to find where the folder is, where the bag is, where the pencil is, paper is, and all. Because when the kids come to the class, we ask them, come on, open your books. Then they're like, oh, I don't have my book. I don't find my pencil and all. So please save our time and help your kid stay organized. So these are the things that you need to know from this folder, from this. And then if you have not joined the classroom, please join the classroom. So far, we see only 5 people here. I'm sure there are 20 kids in this class, but we see only 5 kids join the class. So I request you all, the Google Classroom has been sent in the Zoom chat, and it's also sent in the WhatsApp groups. We want to limit the communication in WhatsApp group. We want to communicate with the children. And most of the kids might be having Gmails by now. If they do not, please use your emails as parents and help them at least on a weekly, on an alternate day, at least they can log in for 5 minutes. That's it. We don't request, we're not asking for too much time. It's only for 5 minutes every 2 days or 5 minutes every day. That's how you become part of GitaWise. When you spend 5 minutes every day on GitaWise activities, then you are lending your time for Krishna consciousness. So that will be nice. Anything else, Haritu?
No, you covered all. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So
I don't know.
Yes.
Quick question. Is there something specific we have to do? I'm able to access the classroom and everything. Is there anything specific to do? I don't see the Vishnu's name in 5 people.
You have to
So is there
join. You have
anything
to
I'm supposed
join the classroom. Did you join the classroom? Once you join, it will show. Let me go to Advaitha Chaitanya class.
I can see. I can
Maybe we'll
see
talk
whatever
over
it is.
Chaitanya once we just finish up elementary kids so that they can leave.
They can drop. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think we are done with the elementary kids, right? Sorry, Anu, will just
Yeah.
give us 2 more
No.
minutes. Are we done with the elementary kids, Harita? Anything
Yes,
that we
yeah,
need to do?
we are done with elementary kids. The only last housekeeping item which I have is like about the liability forms. So do we have Eshodeep Velpuri on the call?
Velpuri
Or-
family, are you here? It's very critical and important that you submit the liability form. If not, you will not be allowed into the class, either online or in person. That is a requirement. I'm sorry that I have to say that, but it is a requirement to protect ourselves. So we need to make sure you read the liability form and sign an initial every page, and sign at the end of the page, and then we're not accepting hard copies, because hard copies we don't have a mechanism to store. So please send in a signed soft copy to the location that we have requested. If you're not able to submit the form, send it to registration@gitawise.org.
or you can reach out to me in the
Oh yeah,
meanwhile.
reach
like,
out to Harita
whatever.
Mataji.
Yeah, reach out to me. And I do have a couple of more kids, Ishan, Dhanashri, and Animesh Das. Do we have them online now in the meeting? If you are available, please send the signed liability forms to me.
No, the Ishan is not
Okay.
here, and Animesh probably is new. I don't know that person, but we can reach out to them offline.
Yeah, we can reach out to them individually then. Okay, then yeah, we should be good for elementary kids.
Okay, before we let the elementary families log off, new students from elementary groups, can you please let us know? I know Ria's father raised his hand. Any other new students here? Bhagya, is your child in elementary school, Bhagya?
No, Arnagar, they are in middle school.
All right. Then who else here? Arshaya is, I know she's high schooler. Nishikant is also high schooler parent. Who is Ranjit? Ranjit, is it an elementary school parent, or we want to welcome the parents of new students too? All right. Thank you all, elementary school parents, for joining. We look forward to a wonderful, amazing year. And as requested, we look for your participation too. So you can sign off for now. Thank you, Nitilila Mataji. Please feel free to drop too.
Thank you all. Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Right now we have all high school students. So many of the middle schoolers transition to high school. And okay, boys and girls, please turn on your cameras. I'm going to be in the repeat mode now. For boys and girls, if parents, I'm okay, but students, I want you all to turn on your camera. I want to see you all. It's been so long that I've seen you.
Krishnendu, make sure you put it on.
Oh, okay, Krishnendu, turn it on, beta. I know maybe some of the high school students don't want to see me, but I want to see you all. I want to see you all. So please turn on your cameras. And this year, I'm having my husband also join to teach the high school classes. Won't it be fun now? Both of us are going to teach and help you all make it a more interactive. And the way we are going to design high school class this year is going to be your children or the students are going to tell us how we do the classes. We are going to tell the content. Content is what we are going to decide. But how we do the content is what you're going to decide. What we do workshops, we do group activities, we do debates, we do presentations, or we want a guest speaker to come, or do we want to go outdoors and do something, do some activity and learn, is what you all have to come up with creativity and tell us. Because we are old school people. We are not like you all young and not knowing the latest technology or latest things you all do at school in high school. So you all have to help us. Telling, auntie, we do this in school for this type of activity. Can we do it? Yes, we can do. But the content will be Krishna consciousness. It will be Bhagavad Gita chapter. It will be maybe stories from Krishna's book. So whatever it is, but we want you to be the leaders. And that's the focus. This year, when the annual day happens, the high school students will be running the entire show. And we want you to be those leaders who can run projects, who can not only speak, but can also execute things in a timely manner, execute things in an extraordinary manner, execute things in a way that people have a wow effect or impact after watching the program that you all put together. We want to be me, Harita auntie, Suresh uncle, we want to sit and watch you all shine on stage. So that's the role, that's the opportunities we want to give you. And you want to take the opportunity or lose it is up to you. If we see that you are trying to lose it, don't think the show will not run. We will do it. We did it and we can do it, but we want to give you the opportunity. Okay. So on that note, I want to start with what the goals are. Of course, you all are clear about the mission of GitaWise, and parents' participation, especially for high schoolers, is very important. High schoolers are dragged in so many important directions. Everything that they do is absolutely important. I agree. I've been there. I have seen how it goes with high school students, the ups and downs, right? I have failed as a parent in some places. I felt proud about myself as a parent in some places. We both have together some experiences that we can share to help you all not make the mistakes that we made. And that's why we created the GitaWise Parenting Group. Again, a disclaimer here, we are not saying that we have done an excellent job and we are perfect parents. That is bold. It's not a hidden statement. It's not a fine print. It's a bold print. That I'm saying we haven't done it perfectly. We have made mistakes, but we don't want you to make mistakes with your children. How many of you are okay to make something's going wrong with your kids? Parents, please raise your hands. You're okay. At least when you have opportunities to fix them and to not make those mistakes. How many of you? Okay, Shree's dad, you have to say something?
Yeah, sometimes they do the mistakes, but from that they can learn it, what they did it, and next time they don't repeat the same thing.
Children making mistakes, yes, we are okay.
Okay.
But parents, if there's an opportunity to not make mistakes, do you want to take that opportunity or no?
Yeah.
That's
we'll
what I'm
take
talking
up.
about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do the mistakes. Sometimes I miss some schedules and forget
Yes.
the something, and we thought I'm a perfect, but it's not never perfect, and I'll keep
That's
on
true.
learning every day. That's all.
That's true. Schedules missing is the least of the mistakes. I mean, it's very small mistakes. Okay, it's affordable mistake. But there are some mistakes which we do because we don't have the proper knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, right? So those are the mistakes we want to avoid, which are what you say, we cannot fix them. Those are the type of mistakes which we don't want to make, right? Those are the things that we want to help or discuss or take guidance from. And as I said, parenting is a work in progress. Even a 90-year-old parent will think that they could have done much better, or they should do something better for their child. Isn't it so? I mean, a true parent would do that. They would think, oh, I should have done that. And at least from now, from today, I will not do it because now I know that. Right? So that's about parents' participation. And coming to children, chapter 4 is loaded with principles that are applicable for all of us, transcendental knowledge, especially for your age. And what are those principles? I'm going to share my screen and show you all. I'm having multiple tabs here. I'm getting a little distracted. So the link you shared here for the PowerPoint, right? Harita?
You're on mute, Mataji.
I found it. So now I'm going to share a different tab with you all. Okay. So this is the place where we had for Chaitanya. These are the goals that I put. So these are the things that we'll be elaborating, because this is the essence or some of the points that are applicable to high schoolers from chapter 4. So what are our duties, responsibilities? If you all have remembered, if the students have contemplated on what we studied from chapter 3, which is Karma Yoga, right? It's going to be a next step after gaining the knowledge as to how you perform your activity based on the projects you all did. Some of you did some posters, some of you did some PowerPoints, some of you did some videos, right? If that has still remained with you, now the next step is how do you implement it? How do you perform dutifully and responsibly? Is what Krishna is going to tell in the next chapter. And then how to seek knowledge, way to seek knowledge, how to be respectful and thankful and grateful to the knowledge providers, right? Who is giving knowledge, the mentors that you're seeking knowledge from. Krishna says that in chapter 4, verse 34. He says how we should humbly seek this knowledge. It's all about humility, being grateful and thankful. Without these 3 fundamental principles, it's guaranteed that we cannot be peaceful. Peace comes from being grateful and thankful, and of course, being humble. And Krishna emphasizes that in chapter 4. And then Krishna talks about the unity of all paths. What are those paths, and what is Krishna talking about? Unity of all those paths. We're going to discuss that. And then he's talking about how to improve self-improvement and inner growth. We are most of the times we're thinking about how do I become a good musician, good mathematician, or good at this subject, good at tennis, good at karate or whatever, right? That's all good. That's all external growth. And those are actually opportunities for inner growth too. But Bhagavad Gita emphasizes how everything that you do can become an opportunity for inner growth. And then, of course, high schoolers can relate with me when I say this, facing challenges with courage. Don't you all face challenges on a day-to-day basis? There's peer pressure, there is academic curriculum pressure, there is you're doing extracurriculars, you want to write your nice essays for college applications, you want to make sure that you find a college that is right fit for you, you want to make sure that you don't get distracted and you get the right association. And what if things don't go the way that you are expecting? What happens with the tight schedule that you have? How do you face those challenges? How do you face those challenges with courage? Krishna is going to teach in this chapter. And then Krishna is going to talk about how to let go of ego, right? That is another important thing, that ego is a blocker on self-growth. We have to identify what ego is. Where is ego coming into play in the situations that we are in? And how to let go of ego, or how to massage that ego and make sure that it is not coming in the way of my progress. And then equality and respect for all. And living in the present, which is very important, right? Don't you all think living in the present is important for all of us right now? We are most of the times thinking about what happened in the past, good or bad, or the fear of future, the unknown fear of future. What is unknown for me? What grades do I get? Who is going to be, which college am I going to get into? What are people going to think about me if I do this and all that? That's all the fear that we're constantly bogged down. So Krishna is telling how, going to teach us in chapter 4 how to live in the present. So these are the principles or values that we'll work on in this chapter. And for this, what I'm thinking is, I'm also trying to get your children and the students here to know the importance of Sanatan Dharma. Because when they step out into college, out into the world, as long as they're at home, yes, we are there to back them up with any questions they have, or with the actions that we do by doing our daily chores, by daily pujas. They understand, oh, Sanatan Dharma has some value and it's important. But once they step out of home, they are not surrounded by people who are going to encourage them do what we have been doing at home. They're going to drag them in all directions. They're going to drag them into negative things, negative habits, wrong habits of enjoyment, wrong habits of de-stressing, right? So for that, we have to have some strong fundamental foundation here. And that's what we want to do for your kids. And I cannot do, my Prabhu cannot do single-handed. We need your help. We need your help. We are requesting, we are pleading, and we are begging for your help to help your kids, right? So we want to invite special guest speakers. Maybe I'm going to ask Amrinder Prabhu to speak, or we can ask Chaitanya Charan Prabhu online to speak, at least on a monthly or a quarterly basis on topics that are relevant to this group, right? And you come with all your questions. High school students, come with all your questions. Think about, I'm struggling with this problem. What do? I need real solution for this. Sometimes the questions are, we cannot talk to our parents, right? Sometimes they're like that because we think parents are of a different mindset and I cannot share that with my parents. Not that they don't love us, parents do love us, but sometimes there's a disconnect between parents and children that happens in all families. And I also feel like I need somebody to mentor my children because I don't agree with whatever my children tell all the time. And they don't agree with what I tell all the time. But there should be some mentor who can understand them from their perspectives. As a parent, I cannot. How much ever I try, I cannot. Because for my children, I'm very protective and I have a set of thinking that they have to be like this. But for your children, I will not be like that. I will be more open-minded for your children. I will start thinking from their perspective. Right? So we want that type of mentorship to happen for our kids here so that they can reach out to people and come and openly share what's going on in their mind and share with us. And so that we can come up with solutions, not based on what we think is right, but based on what Krishna has laid as foundational principles in Bhagavad Gita. And that's the purpose of high school students. Here, we don't really emphasize on memorization. Of course, we tell them do your weekly homework, but I don't really check. For example, last year, I told auntie, we have our exams coming up, our AP exams, whatever exams. So we can't do on the date that you scheduled. I said, okay, fine, come and do it in May or June first week. They didn't get back to me, but I didn't ask them because I know they have other stuff to do. And memorization at this point is least important for me. For this high school group is more important is they seek the values from Bhagavad Gita. So that's the focus of these classes. And I think I spoke more than what I should. Now I will let you all speak and tell me what you all think about what I spoke. And if I missed anything, please add or comment. And we can make it and improvise these sessions. Please, the floor is open now for you all to speak. Anu, you had questions. Go ahead with your questions. You want to see the classroom, how it works? You're on mute if you're speaking, Anu.
Yes, Taji.
Go ahead, Anu. What question you had?
No, I just wanted to check, I don't see like a join link or anything.
Okay,
So
let me share.
I just sent you a Chaitanya Google Classroom link in the Zoom chat. You can just click on it. Yeah, you should be able to join there.
Yeah, I don't see like a special join link. I'm able to see everything that Aruna Garu just showed me, like the calendar and everything. But is there like a...
So let me open the thing for you. Let me share it for you and see what we can do about your question.
I see all the, like, if I see people, I see all the classmates. There are 14 students.
So let's see here. So we have people here. In people, we have.
Yeah, I don't see Vishnu's name.
So you no, because Vishnu didn't join. Only you joined. We see your name.
Right. But I'm trying to figure out where I should be clicking to join.
No, ask. I mean, like, does Vishnu have his own email? Then maybe he can just join from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe
because by default it's using
Vishnu
your
didn't
email.
join, so Vishnu has to join with his email.
Got it. Okay, noted.
This is all Google Workspace. It's like it is so big. We can do so many amazing things here in Google Classrooms and Google Workspace. So everybody has to have a Google ID that if they want to come and get the benefits of all this. So I see someone new, Ashneya, and I see Nishikant Prabhu is Ashneya's dad. Sahasra, Karthik, Shri joined, Akhil is here. Krish is here, and this is Amog's dad, and Amog is here. Krishna is here, Krishna's dad is here. Anu's son is going to join. Ishan is here. Again, I recommend and encourage all parents also to join this group. Why? Because you can log in and see what's going on in a child's classroom. What is the homework? What is the classwork? For example, I had given this work, I posted it on July 16th. Then what is this post? I said, please sign up for any one slot in the linked spreadsheet to any of the below. Because for me, I want to use high school students as role modeling students for elementary and middle school students. So if you sign up this spreadsheet and do something, either you recite the chapter verses, or you read the translation, or you sing Chaurashtakam, or just come there and host the program that day. Welcome the family, welcome the GitaWise families and tell, I'm so-and-so and I've been with GitaWise for so-and-so. Please join and recite. That's what I want high school students to be doing. That's how you become leaders, right? Leaders are ones who inspire others. Simply by inspiring others, you become a leader. Not that you get the title leader and the position leader. No, it's a what you call leadership is not a title. It's a quality, right? It's a disposition that you have that quality of being a leader. It's not a title. By titles, we don't become leaders. By our actions, by inspiring others, we become leaders. So I had sent this on which day? On July 16th, I posted asking asking the students to join the classroom and also sign up here. And I put a link for Chaurashtakam thing. And then I also told for this group, I didn't give homework. For the middle school, I had given the homework to summarize what they learned last year, just as for brushing up the knowledge from last year. Are you clear now, Anu and every other parent, about classroom, how to join and all?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Arunagaru.
So I see Jyotish has to join. I see Sai's father Ramki here. Sai has to join. Then I see who else? Bhagya, I know you just joined the group and you just submitted the form. So you will have to join. We'll give you more information. And then Tristan has to join.
Bhagya, your kid is in middle school, you said, right?
Yeah, Harita. And Satvik's mom.
Satvik's mom. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then because you're in a wrong group, so I was just trying to figure it out.
That's fine.
No, Arunagaru asked me to
I
join.
sent her the invite thinking she is in high school or elementary school. That's why I forwarded the Zoom, but it's okay. She got the understanding of how it works. Maybe goals might be different, Bhagya, but overall you got an understanding. So Tristan, you need to join. And then who else? Among join, Krish join. Ishi, did you join, beta? Classroom? Okay, she joined. Sahasra is already there. Karthik is there. Shri is there. And Saujesh Prabhu, you have to put, I think you have to join the classroom. Yes. Okay, if no more questions.
Only one thing about the liability form. Tristan, if you get a chance, can you please submit the liability form before the class starts?
Yes, at least Christian's mom is here, Amrita Mataji. She's going to do that. Yeah.
Mataji, I have something to say.
Yes,
I did. I don't know, Mataji. I did sign the liability form, and right away, when it was first sent to me, I sent it right away. I think there was a problem. I needed to sign additional pages, and I reached out to, I go back through the email and see whoever emailed me I asked them, how do I go back and get it to sign any additional papers? When I sent the fee, I signed all the liability. I
Okay.
don't know.
So, Mataji, we will send you the liability form as directly to you today in WhatsApp or email, and you send it to us directly. Don't go through that email and all that now. Okay, we'll send it through WhatsApp.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Saujesh Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, thank you for allowing me to speak. Mataji, I'm noticing in the group that there are some students who really sing nice. And I'm pretty sure that many of these high schoolers have gone through some musical training in their elementary, or maybe even they are doing right now. So I was wondering if if we can arrange some sort of not necessarily musical group, but every now and then students can get together. Somebody can sing and somebody can somebody can play the notes on different musical instrument. The notes are easily available on KK songs. So it's not that we have to really look hard for the musical notes. But my point is, if that will create the more bonds between these different students who don't know each other very well, maybe. Maybe every once in a while after the class, or maybe during the weekdays sometime, a few kids can get together. Somebody can sing, somebody can play piano, somebody can play some other musical instrument. I think also that is something you can do on your annual day. Seeing all these kids playing nice bhajan prayers, different musical instruments, think about it. But anyway, there was just thought that came to my mind. I thought, it's worth making here.
Hold on, Prabhu. That's a very nice, excellent idea. I like it. And I'm sure all the people here like it. So I'm down to implement that. And I will need help for that. First of all, the help I need is these people, the high school students have to come forward, right? That is the challenge I have. Okay. And then next thing is after the high school students come forward, implementing it under the guidance of one parent. So if you are okay with it, and if you are able to volunteer your time to make sure that this activity that you proposed, a great idea, will happen, I'm down for it, Prabhu. I can facilitate it. I can reach out to the parents and ask them, and but I need somebody to execute, and like a project manager. This is a project and I want you to be the project manager for that.
I can work with a couple of students. I know someone new, and Vedic knows piano, someone who can be great singer, maybe he knows instrument. But with the help of a couple of kids, we can come up with something. We can
Sure.
do
The details we
brainstorming.
can. Yes, Prabhu. Details and all we can, as you mentioned. I'm sure there are more kids here who can sing and have. I think Anu's son also plays some instrument. We can take his help also, right? Anu, he plays what? He plays guitar, not guitar, violin.
No, he plays violin. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he plays violin. And then I'm sure Ramki's son also does some instrument. Is that right, Ramki Garu?
Yeah, right. He plays piano.
So he plays piano. So we have people. I'm sure even Venya also is probably good at something. She's a good singer. I know. Venya, are you? Yes, she sings beautifully. So we have, but I know those who I did not call out the names, please don't think that you don't do a good job. You all are excellent. I'm just calling out the names based on whoever skills. Sahasra does a good job with singing in the class. She does nice bhajans too. So whoever camera is turned on and whoever names are popping up, I'm saying, but doesn't mean other kids don't do good. I'm sure everybody has their own skill set. So just Prabhu, offline, we can discuss about it. And if you're able to lead, we can make it happen. And another thing which I forgot to mention is high school class is strictly in person for everybody in Atlanta except for Tristan. And there's one out of town student who's, I don't think he joined today. Suprit was there. Except for those two people, it is strictly in person. Please, parents, consider it and make it happen that your child comes to the classes. The classes are going to be in my house. We didn't get the venue for that time in that place that we usually rent. So it's going to be in my house basement. So it's going to be very relaxed. We're not going to have a very, it's going to be a casual thing. We're going to sit on chairs, on the floor, wherever you all want. And we will make it a very casual meet every week. So please plan to send your child every Sunday, and then do it. And then your point is very nice, Prabhu, Saujesh. Prabhu, you have any more points?
I'm okay. I'll just coordinate with the students, but thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you. Any other questions from other parents?
Arunaji, I paid for online class because I didn't know that all in-person students like have to be from Atlanta. So like, what do I do now?
Don't worry about the payment. Just come to in-person classes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So those who thought it's going to be online and paid for online, you can feel free to send the extra amount, or don't worry about that. Just come to the classes. As you all know, your money doesn't in any way impact our classes functioning, because we are not using your money for our classes in any way, except for renting the classes. Of course, for renting the suite we use, but it can be covered with whatever money we raised so far, and the rest of it goes in charity. So you all decide whatever you want to do with the donations, okay? So, but that shouldn't stop you all from coming to in-person classes. I want to see you all. Remember when we met for drama practices, you all felt like we should meet more, and you all felt so nice. And then we have some people here who can guide us on how to perform well on stage. Samanu, he is a very good performer. He tells us how to perform on stage. So we can do that also, right? I mean, not all of us have talents in all fronts, right? So we can take the talent of each kid and use it for developing the skills for all of us. All right. Okay. On that note, I want to sign off. If nobody has any more questions, then if you have questions later, please email me or Harita, or message me, WhatsApp me. We are available. We are at your service 24 hours. Harita is working 24 hours. I also check my mails, and we are there on our WhatsApp on top of it. So we are here to serve you all. Okay. Thank you all so much. And some of you parents are teachers here. Vichita Mataji herself is a teacher. And Samanu's mom is a teacher too. She teaches elementary school kids. Vichita Mataji also teaches elementary school kids. So ample opportunities for volunteering. Ample opportunities for volunteering. And whatever time you're spending volunteering here is going directly to Krishna. I'm not trying to make it as a marketing point, but that's the fact. That's the fact. So I have to state facts. My Prabhu has something to say. Yes, please.
One thing I wanted to bring up is any high school students who do volunteering, they can use there for volunteering hours.
Yes.
So that will be helpful for their college admission. And there's something, what is it called? Presidential
Award.
Could you elaborate on that?
So Presidential Award, I'm sure many of the high schoolers know. You submit these volunteer hours, about 150 hours every year or 100 hours every year. You get a pin from Presidential Award Association, which is a good thing on the application for college. And here is a win-win for you. You're getting a benefit for your college application, and you're benefiting yourself on the spiritual front too. So GitaWise Incorporation is a registered non-profit organization. It is 501(c)(3) registered in IRS. So your donations, your donations that you're giving for classes, I don't want to give any tax benefits for that, because we are giving services to you for that. But on top of it, if you are wanting to give donations to any of the organizations that we donate through GitaWise, feel free to donate, and we can give you tax deductible receipts also. But
Okay,
don't ask for
Mataji,
tax deductions for the 150, 200 you donated for classes, because these are purely exchange. You're getting some services for this, right? You get tax deductible benefit when you don't get anything in exchange for the donations you make. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, one last question, Mataji.
Yes.
How do, like you just mentioned about students volunteering, how can they help in because everybody should.
Simple help will be if they're helping with hosting Chaurashtakam sessions every day, right? If they join the session and they're hosting it, not as a participant, but as a hoster, or they lead the project that Saujesh Prabhu told now, right? If they lead the project and become an active participant where we see the project coming into implementation, right? That could be, or the student can come up with their own project and tell, Auntie, I think this is also another good way of doing reach out for GitaWise community program. For example, I told the students in Patel Brothers, I need you all to come and set up a stand. I didn't get response from anyone, not even a single person. It is highly discouraging for me to not get responses. At least, oh, when is the time? What is the time? What is the plan? I'm far off. I cannot come. Is there anything we can do in the area that I live? That type of exchange of messages is what I'm expecting from parents. And this I tell all the times in all the meetings. I send a message, I wait for 1 day, 2 days, after 1 week, it becomes old message. I don't know if the parents have read the message, but I don't get response. If you help me in setting up a table at Patel Brothers and get people who are interested in Krishna consciousness. Some students, some families don't know about Krishna consciousness. Once they come to GitaWise or exposed to GitaWise or Krishna consciousness, they're so much glued to it. They're becoming like such active participants. So we want to tap that type of resources, that type of people here. So if they could have helped me in setting up a stall at Patel Brothers, they could have got 3-4 hours at a time there, right? And it starts from the time they were even at home, they're starting making a spreadsheet. That time also counts.
And add to that, actually, presidential award, many people don't know. And people who know, they go about, I saw some people driving like so far off, trying to do something and getting some hours. Right?
Yeah.
This time which you spend here to get volunteer hours, it's a win-win situation. You are getting the awards one way, that hours one way, and you are getting spiritualized, you're getting purified. It's in the spiritual front. So your heart gets purified. And at the same time, you're really contributing to spreading Krishna consciousness.
See, so many benefits of doing service. It's a mode of pure goodness, because our actions can be goodness, passion, and ignorance, right? But doing service through Krishna conscious activities is mode of pure goodness. While you get material benefits, you get 100% spiritual benefit too. That's a very nice question. So yeah, come up with projects, participate actively in the projects that I propose, right? Anywhere, anything you do, every minute we will add up and give you that volunteer service hours.
Yeah, I remember doing for Anurag. So it helped a lot, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Someone use Sahasra, Ishan. I see the kids also who are turned on the cameras. Tristan, Karthik. Okay, that's enough information for today. So we'll all sign off for today and meet again. I look forward to seeing you all students in person on August 13th, right? That's the Sunday in the morning in my basement. Please do come on time. Again, being on time is very important for me. I get triggered if people are not on time, and please don't do that. I'm not supposed to, but I lose my thing when I don't see people on time, because I want people to respect my time. Time is Krishna. We have to respect Krishna, but I want people to respect my time too. So please be on time so that we can start on time. All right. Thank you all so much. And thank you so much, Harita, for putting all this together. And we'll stay connected and stay in touch.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Rama.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thanks, everyone. Hare Krishna. I think I made this video public, but I'm going to make it unlisted, and I'll share the link in case you all want to share with others. Thanks, everyone. Bye.